I had to turn on my camera, man. What can I do? It's a one-man show.
Excuse me?
Yeah, there's literally two people. I'm a one-man show. Oh, we all know Europe is much better than NA in saying broken English things angrily. Wait, are we in the video part yet? Is this the video? I don't know.
Welcome to the next episode of Rank Roulette, where Protoss legend Harstem will once again challenge a well-known member of the StarCraft 2 community to a fateful duel. In 5 rounds, the 2 participants have to compete with their knowledge and experience to guess the exact rank of your sent in replays. Each division off means 1 point up to a maximum of 7. Whoever has the least points in the end wins. But the real opponent of our guest is not Harstem himself, but the other participants, since only the top 3 rank guesser will be re-invited to the grand finale. Today's guest is by far the most requested one by our audience and supposed to absolutely crush the competition. Winter!
Remember, it's not about winning or losing. It's about complaining on the internet.
And on the other side, the man that could really need some angry coaching, a true Bronze League hero, Harstem! Feel free to guess along, good luck, and enjoy. Round 1. Europe. PvP. Miho.
I got a lot riding on this. As an angry coach, I get paid to pretend to know how good certain players are, so...
You've been the most suggested guest as well. It's like, oh, Winter would destroy you in this.
Oh
Everyone
my
kept
God.
saying it, so there's a lot of pressure.
Well,
on
there's
you.
a lot here, alright. Can't beat you in 1v1, I better beat you in this. Wow, this is,
Well, we have a wall with 2 gates. There's an oracle dealing with adepts, and one guy is doing a 1-gate expand. As well as there's a proxy pylon. Now, all of these things...
the proxy pylon's the only standard thing here. Oh, what a micro god. Okay. Of course. What else would it be? You see Stargate, you go immortal. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I'm not too big a fan of this, honestly. 2 extra gates I saw. I'm not sure with what money he's going to afford that, but...
Well, it's just gonna work, because the Void Rays are on the other side of the map, obviously. Like, what else would you do with your Void Rays? Oh. I like the gateway layout.
You figured out the one way to not make a wall.
No, it's just to bait him into a concave, obviously. You know the convex is not as good as the concave.
Yeah. That is true. Robo going down. I feel like our red
The
player
supply difference doesn't...
Yeah.
It feels like it... Well, it's 14 workers.
The one Void Ray doing the trick, man. I guess it was an oracle. Flew across the map.
Oh, wow. He's picking his targets.
Oh. Yeah, I feel like our red
Oh,
player
wow.
has this.
Okay. Oh, well. What's this, has?
All right. Let me start this off for you, Winter. Let me explain to you exactly how I'm gonna guess this one 100% correct. Okay.
Okay.
So we're starting here with, I see a 2-gate wall on one of the Protoss players, and
Well,
it was
everybody
a proper
does
wall.
that. Even
No,
Silver Leaguers know to do that.
No. But this was the first pylon was placed perfectly, and the 2 gateways both had a good use. The hole was on the correct side. Like this wall. This was at least a Diamond League wall, you know? So I'm kind of building it up here. But then I look at this guy's micro and his unit composition, and I'm like, that is not high Masters micro, you know? It's not even low Masters
Well, yeah,
micro,
I'll give
I
you
think.
that.
Also, there was no battery in the main base. And slowly but surely, I'm closing in on the league that I want. And that league is going to be Diamond 2, Winter. Can you...
Plat 1.
Plat 1?
Yeah, Plat 1.
There's no reasons. You just
No, it's Plat 1.
Plat 1. Okay, just go, spin it.
Do the thingy with the wheel.
Yeah, roll it.
This is the only gambling I like. Wow, we really overestimate Protoss players. I told you, everyone knows how to do the stupid 2-gate wall, but the adept was already in the base. Like, nobody understands why they're doing the 2-gate wall, but they do it. And God help them if they ever wall it off, actually.
How am I supposed to know this? He played he had a proxy pylon on the map. He
The
proxied the
clips
robo.
we saw, I feel like if we had more context, it would have.
If we had
explained
more
it
context, that would have been.
Yeah,
that
it's
would
hard to
have-
go
yeah.
off PvP because it could have been Has or it could have been Silver. It's really tough to tell sometimes.
And it's a thin line between those two as well. Like what people forget, but
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
both of them
Has the
A-move
only
their
Bronze
units.
League hero who's been in the WCS finals, as you know.
Exactly. All right.
I feel like I was better, but like that was not nearly close enough for me to brag much
about
that.
it.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Next one. Next, get some real players in here.
Round 2. Europe. TVT Heavy Lane.
Okay.
Interesting. This is a what I don't know if it would give it away or something to have the other. Oh, that's a real build. They usually have a medevac with that, right?
I've seen a Liberator before, and then Tech Lab CC.
Yeah.
This is.
a Cyclone, a Raven.
I feel like he built one Reaper and one Hellion too many though.
Yeah. Oh, who needs add-ons?
I'm in a heap of trouble.
I'm not sure what's happening in the main.
It's got to be a Lib, right?
Yeah, the Lib's doing some damage. I think the way we're going to determine this is based on how many kills the Liberator got. Like, if we get any... is the Liberator slaughtering the entire mineral line, or did he move the SCVs?
I feel like the fact that we haven't seen this guy peek at the Lib once also kind of gives away
It's like-
something.
Well, that could be either a very good or a very bad. Click on the Liberator. I need to know the kills.
Additional supply depots required.
I'm not sure if he killed it all. Ooh, this looks like my games. Diamond 1, then.
Yeah, but this is Europe, so...
Yeah, well, okay, Diamond 3.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Oh, he actually took it. The timing on 2-2 isn't terrible, considering he went one base. Like, kind of a one base pressure.
Yeah, he just played some standard two gas opener. Like his opener actually was very, very solid. Like timing wise and stuff like that seemed fine. But then I feel like the unit control and the speed at which he does things, the things he pays attention to.
Yeah. Well, he's got good habits, I think. Like, he's the execution isn't perfect, but I think he's got the right priorities.
He's gonna still improve, you think? If he sends another replay in 3 months,
Yeah,
is he
I
gonna,
wouldn't be. I wouldn't be mad to watch that. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be mad to be paid to watch that.
Yeah. Okay. Your turn first. I went the
Okay.
first time.
That let's. The build wasn't perfect, but I mean, it kind of feels like he probably just started like a Reaper and a Hellion. He just went with it because he's already like a third of the way done. He didn't look at the Liberator, which I think it partially indicates he's a little lower level, but also like he knows that there's only so much Liberator micro to be done. It's not the most micro intensive unit. So, and also his macro execution behind. I'm gonna give it Europe, you said. Doesn't really matter, but I'll say that while I think more. But Diamond 2. I can't commit to the 1, but I'll commit to the 2.
Yeah,
Diamond 2.
Yeah, I was
Lock
thinking
it in.
similar things. Lock it in. Lock it in.
It's my
For me,
final answer.
I'd like Diamond 1 then. I can't really go. I was thinking maybe Masters 3, but
It's
Yeah,
hard
okay.
for us to give that much credit to other people.
yeah,
It's like that's dangerously close there, especially for me. So
Diamond 1. Yeah, I look in Diamond 1. I guess
I like your choice.
the fact that I wouldn't have minded a single peek at the lip, to make sure that nothing weird was happening.
That's what
a
leaned
reposition.
me towards the 2 instead of the 1. Just
Yeah.
that one moment. It's hard. Like this is a lot harder than getting the whole context of like, did you get supply blocked on 23 for 38
yeah.
seconds? Like, but it looked
Yeah.
good. It looked mostly good from that.
Yeah, I agree. All right, look it in Diamond 1. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you were right. You should have gone with your first. And it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to see Masters.
Nah, I mean, yeah. I should have gone with my gut feeling, but my gut feeling has told me silver sometimes when it was diamond. So my gut feeling isn't the best to trust. I feel like.
I do like this format where I think it'd be almost too easy if we just saw the whole game and also who's gonna watch the whole game. But I think that it looked like he had a lot of good habits that probably would have become apparent with a little more like just looking at him play.
Yeah. And some of his camera movement was too bad to be a top player, you know, like the switches and stuff. Yeah.
Like the last fight, he just had more stuff than him, which counters less stuff, even though he kind of botched the start of the fight. So.
All right. Number 3?
Round 3. China. TVZ. Chinese letters.
Like, I imagine I'll probably just base it on, like, NAEU.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close to NA stuff, because there's not too many players, but it's going to be quite
we just got a clip of, like, a Reaper grenade? Okay.
Yeah. Well, he knows how to use spells, so that eliminates bronze.
What is this build? He's getting it. Oh, it's 2-on-1 attempt.
And the other guy was doing a speedling flood into straight layer.
No, now we're gonna get... No. You gotta get more lings, because the lings did damage, so, you know, more lings might... there you go.
They do more damage.
Yeah.
3 lings already did damage. Imagine what 12 could do.
and this is why.
Brilliant. Kill 2 SCVs.
His 2-on-1 timing isn't far off for losing SCVs.
The Zerg build, though, is +1 attack and Spire at the same time.
The timing seemed very, despite what's happened, pretty sharp.
I agree.
He's hitting 530 with 2 full medevacs.
And he stutter stepped properly.
And then he just walked away. His work here is done.
eBay's on the way. Oh, let's see if he targets Banes or not.
Okay, you were getting a little optimistic.
It is not the Chinese clan.
Well,
nah. Okay.
Pretty smooth pickups there.
Yeah. Let's see how he splits. I really want to see him split.
Now that the last one was Masters, like, I'm giving this guy a lot of credit now. We've all been here. Well.
Not the
The
cleanest.
Terran is definitely better than the Zerg.
Yeah, a lot better. A lot better. Maybe the Zerg is just an all-inner, you know, and if the all-in doesn't work, it falls apart. This Terran was good. I think this is the highest level we've seen yet.
But the early game was a little... I don't know. There's nothing to judge on it. It's your turn. You start.
Yeah, but that's the Zerg. I mean, I think the Zerg is actually... He played this game at like 3 in the morning, you know? He came home, he went out with his mates, and he was like, let me play 2 ladder games. He played this one, got a guy like 2.5k MMR below him. The Terran, though, is... I think he's Masters 1, honestly. No, Masters 2. I lock in Masters 2. 1 sounds too high. And he didn't target Banes. I think...
Is that really the decider there? Not even trying? Like, you gotta try it and then realize you're failing, which is called the cure method. Sorry, cure. How does he keep winning?
You gotta pretend at least that you're willing to do the work. You know?
Like, you have Marie. You went with the 2-on-1. You gotta give it a shot.
Yeah. You can't just back down. That's messed up. It's like going bungee jumping. Then when you're at the top, you go like, you look down. It's like, probably not. It's like you gotta test the, if the rope is strong enough. Like you went up there, buddy. Okay, Masters 2. I lock it in.
I think we're very close in agreement on these last couple, but like, I'll go with Master 3. Because the Zerg, like, it's the Zerg. I don't know. Maybe it's just a matchmaking thing, but the Zerg seemed pretty far down. So Masters 3. No, it's not very dramatic if we both say like one tier away from each other, but
oh wow.
You see, this is why like every goddamn platinum Zerg just makes a bunch of Zerglings. I should have based on the Zerg, because every stupid Terran does 2-1-1, and every once in a while it works, and they feel like Beyond, and we don't see the 4 games where they just lost to Zerglings, and then lost all their Marines to Banelings, and I can't believe I'm all caught up in thinking Terran players are good now. No, this is my mistake. I apologize to everyone.
I can't believe it. I feel like we're being scammed here. I want a recount.
The
like, what the hell is this?
the context is really rough on some of these. Like what is this clip? You saw 4 seconds with a Reaper grenade? It's like he made a Reaper. Okay, thank you. I've casted this.
You saw 0 micro, and you saw a lot of Zerglings very early on, right?
He's threw the grenade. That's at least 1 micros.
Okay.
1 micro.
I want bring someone else in to pick the clips. All
I'm
right.
sorry, am I getting fired by someone who's not even my boss?
Oh, get Jimmy in on this. We need a professional. I'm disappointed. Well, you know what? No. The way the Terran played looked like Masters, I will say, in that game. I stand by that. And I'm not hosting this. Harstem.
Give me 1 sec. My camera dropped again. This is really...
What?
He's kicking the
One man
tripod every time.
No. It didn't drop. I mean, it just stopped working.
You don't have a camera that goes on top of your monitor. It just stopped working. This will be the exciting part. Technical difficulty. So let me explain what every Platinum Zerg does. Every Platinum Zerg is like, oh, I made a few Zerglings and I got to Platinum, so I'll just make some more Zerglings. But I guess I need to develop a build order, so I'm going to go 2-base Muta because everyone who's addicted to the Select All Army Hockey since 2013, I think it was Heart of the Swarm, with the Select All Army Hockey, just sees mutas, and suddenly every Marine, Marauder, Siege Tank, and everything in between has decided to go chase down the mutas. Now, occasionally, you'll get someone who hits a sharp enough timing and doesn't just lose all their Marines to Banelings, and like that last game, like that was probably 1 in like 5 games for the Terran, and that's the game we watch. But at the end of the day, That Zerg player is still going to win games when mutas get into the base and the Terran has a panic attack, and the Terran player is still going to win 1 out of 5 games when they can actually micro and execute decently, and they're going to feel like they're at least twice as skilled as both the Zerg and the Protoss. Is the camera fixed yet?
It takes 20 more seconds.
5 more... Wait, did you say 5 or 50?
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay. Whereas Harstem has that, he has that grassroots, you got like community feel. And what I mean is it feels like they pulled a webcam from Best Buy and are filming it in their parents' basement, so they can't really be too loud because it's kind of late. But if you're lucky, there won't be a lot of noise from upstairs, so that way. And also, their microphone won't sound like this because did you know Parting and me have the same mic? But that's really... Just nobody tell Parting all about all the buttons on his microphone, because I don't think he's given it a single attempt. And that is part of the charm. But here, we're professional. You said 20 seconds! You can chime in anytime! He had no idea. I don't know 20 seconds. It's like...
1, I'm back.
Round 4. Europe. TVP. Dark Hydra.
I've been living the Terran point of view experience all my life. Dark Hydra. One of those names. Okay, wow. A lot to unpack here.
This build is straight from Wings of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
So's
the
one Marine, 2
Protosses.
Marauder. This is not a build. 2 pylons is not a build. With
Does he have concussive? Oh!
If he has
He got an orbital. Hey. Good for him. Is that a gateway still produce? Yep. Okay. That scan didn't quite do it. He had two Marauders and 1 Marine, and Immortal was out? That was...
Additional supply
Depot drop.
depots
I like how we
Is
call
that
it
an
depot
armory?
drop. Yeah, that's an armory.
Oh, the sensor tower's on point. Oh, look at this kiting.
complete.
Oh, it's happening in slow motion. Okay. Is this one of those guys who, like, hasn't developed starport technology, but is going to make sure he has sensor tower coverage all around the map?
So get
If I
his T2 going.
Mineral field
If I just get up this ramp...
I think...
He's actually spending his money during this relatively well. For someone without medevacs.
Yeah, he has nice hotkeys as well. Just everything on the same hotkey. He's queuing up a decent
How
amount.
can you tell?
Well, you can see in the bottom right. He has 4
I thought
Marauders
you were
queued
looking
up.
at control group.
He has 4 Marauders queued up right now. A classic. That's why his money is so low.
Alright. He has a starport. It's
Yeah.
just not getting involved.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Oh,
Give it
no,
a
there's some
break.
medevacs. There's some medevacs.
Oh.
There's 3.
You see, this is what most Terrans do when mutas happen. That's what I'm basing.
They have 2 back home. These
Oh.
I like how these zealots
He's-
don't have charge yet.
Well, they don't need it.
Oh, here they
Slow
go.
and steady. I like the sensor tower at the 3rd. Oh. Those marauders just stim that right to the ground.
You know, I got
Was that it? Was that the end?
I have to admit something, Winter. When I saw the name Dark Hydra used to be a German Terran player who was really good in Wings of Liberty. I don't think it's the same player, but this was an actual professional player. Like, not one of the top players, but definitely like
I know
top
Dark.
25,
I know
top 30.
Hydra.
No,
but I
Dark
don't know
Hydra.
Dark
German Terran, 100%.
Well, if he took his builds straight out of Wings of Liberty and just decided to play now, then maybe that would be it. But I doubt it.
I think it might be him. But he probably hasn't played in 8 years, and then
It's his first game.
this is first game he sends it in. I don't know. You get to go first, Winter. It's your turn.
Like, if Polk came back, I don't think he'd look like that. Of course, it's a little bit of a different context, but... Alright, so, based on the Wings of Liberty build, the execution, like, decent macro, but... I'm gonna say... Gold 3. Gold 3 is my call. I have 74% confidence in that.
Okay. And if you were to say higher or lower than that, you would go lower or higher?
I think slightly higher would
Okay.
be if I had to.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna go for silver 1.
You're gonna take the under?
Yeah, I think I have to. It's, to me, this isn't good enough to be plat.
That
And-
I'll agree to that, I guess.
So,
But he
it's
did get +2 at any point. I don't know.
He also had a couple of hotkeys, but I feel like that I looked at the toss a bit, and that one pylon that powered 5 major structures, that is like...
Well,
you
he had
really
2
have to-
pylons that powered no major structures, so what about those?
yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, you actually have to try hard to get a
Are
pylon
you
to
saying
power
that
5
you
structures
can't
like
get
that.
to gold with inefficient pylons? So there's an important, like, there's a stat I use. It's the pylon efficiency and necessary infrastructure safety rating, or the PENIS rating. And in maximizing that is important, and a lot of Protoss really just have a small rating, if you would. In
Small
that
rating. All right. I stick with stick with silver too.
Gold.
I'm fairly.
We gotta
confident.
stop being like one.
No wait,
tier.
silver one. Sorry, silver one. I stick with silver
one.
one.
He said.
Yeah, I stick with silver.
We're agreeing too much, and we haven't even been that close. Ah, Sheba.
Haven't even been that close.
What a
I'm on
genius.
point, my friend. Ooh. That's very good for me. I feel like I really needed that to stay in the game because I've been trailing a bit since one of the first ones. Ah, nice.
I think you're winning, actually.
I think we're about even right now,
Well,
but we'll see. We'll see.
I
at
believe
the end.
it. I believe it. I think the Terran will move up to gold, though. The Protoss was a little.
Yeah, I think the Terran will improve faster than the TOS. I agree.
Not very fast, like 48 APM fast, but at least
get
he
there
had some sort of
eventually.
trajectory.
Yeah, we have a trajectory for sure. All right, give us the final replay, Hamster.
Round 5. North America, ZVP, Max Fan.
Oh, this is a start.
Oi. I love that. He has 3 links to control. Oh, no. Back.
Well, what if he just made like 12 more links? Oh, the ultimate Branda! What? Who is that?
I am not
He just went, there's an overseer.
scared. Road speed.
Oh, beautiful.
This was a scout.
That was a scouting stalker,
That was
obviously.
a scouting stock, yeah.
Oh, now
Both of us
just
were
more
confused, but
stalkers.
now it all makes sense.
He's got Hydra.
Road speed. And now there's a Templar Arcus on the way. These 5 Stalkers, 6 Stalkers.
Eventually, they'll get around to killing the hatch. There you go.
Can't he just defend this with what he has?
Think of the emotional damage done by those stalkers.
That's true.
Oh.
The drone leading the charge with the
Drone
minerals.
strike.
You destroyed my house. Come back, you prick. Do the final damage. now.
Yeah.
Got him.
Oh, wow! That looks like this looks like a real fight.
Yeah, only 5
Oh
minutes
my
to go.
god! Devastating storms. That one hit mostly the palm tree.
Aye.
A shield battery overcharge.
And he's actually moving sometimes out
Like
of
he's
bile.
launching the bios. He's producing while this is happening, to an extent. Like, oh, wow! What an even fight. Whew.
I
It
actually have no clue.
Like, it started out with the cannon. I don't even know if it was a rush. It looks like maybe it was, but ooh,
Yeah,
this is Harstem has to start. Here, I need
Yeah.
more time to think. That was like, cause it's got to be. I've got the gist, but see what
yeah.
see
This
what he
is-
thinks.
So the Zerg definitely rushed something, and then he made a cannon in his natural. Then, after the cannon, he decided to scout with a Stalker. A classic scouting unit, of course, instead of the Adept, which can shade forward and see things with his shade. He recalls out the Stalker.
That's like a lot of micro.
Move commands with 6 Stalkers and Immortal on the map. Accidentally kills a hatch.
Are we
Loses an
looking at
Immortal
the
to a
Zerg?
chasing drone.
You see,
I-
you're just looking through you're biased towards Protoss.
Yeah,
We're looking at the Zerg here.
Yeah, I know we're looking at the Zerg, but
Yeah,
the
I will
Zerg
admit
almost
it's
lost to this
Protoss.
guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think they're gonna be close in level. I think I actually have no clue. I've never seen these builds. I think it's Plat 1 actually. I think it's Plat. I know it makes no sense, but I actually think it's Platinum 1.
Well, how does that make no sense?
I thought it would be way lower in my. After seeing the Stalker scouting, I just have a Platinum 1 feeling. That's a Platinum 1 move because he did try to scout.
Plat 3. I'm leaning like Gold 1 or Plat 3. I'm like you kind of lead me over the edge. We're so close on these, but like the Zerg, it's one of those like the way I describe it is you take, depending on what league you are, you take like 3 shots of Fireball whiskey, but if you're Diamond, you only take 2, and then by the time you sober up, you remember your build. Who knows what happened in the first 5-8 minutes or so. And that kind of looked like 6 or 7 minutes, and then you kind of got it together. But they were like, no upgrades. He actually lost a hatch to like 7 Stalkers and an Immortal. The Storms, I don't, not worried that much. I'm going to say Plat 3.
Plat 3. Okay, lock him in, hamster. Let's go.
Harstem. The genius.
What?
On
What's
point.
up?
I forced you to step up your game,
Yeah.
and you brought it today.
I brought my A game, my friends.
Oh
I
my god.
brought my A game, hamster. Reveal the scores.
So, Mr. Harstem started out really bad with 5 points in the first round, but
5
stepped up his game thanks to his extremely skillful opponent, and ended up on actually the record 10 points.
I don't know how we're doing points, but yeah, congratulations on that. Is more points
No,
better?
less points is better. Less points is
Less
better.
points is better. So it's like golf rules.
I forgot to tell him the rules. That's okay.
You know, I thought we were just making the points up. It's like, I award you 42 to Gryffindor. Okay. All right. No.
10 points for Harstem. What's up?
And Mr. Winter StarCraft actually is tied for second place with 11 points.
With who?
With Artosis and Apatry. We have 3 people on the second place at this point.
Who's first?
Loco with 10.
Loco. Oh, that does not go well. That does not bode well. Ugh.
You're gonna have to hear about it for a while, Winter.
Yeah. We haven't even played 1v1 in 2 years, and I still hear about it. So, oh no. So, I'm disappointed, but not I think my reasoning was justified, and I think my while wrong, I stand by my position.
Yeah, you did a good job. Overall, I think you did a good job.
Thank you, Master Harstem.
I'm not disappointed.
Grandmaster Harstem.
Yeah. But you know, as
Thanks,
in every
Dad.
game, Winter, there needs to be a winner. And today, sadly, that wasn't you. Luckily for you, you still have one more chance to redeem yourself and prove yourself a very worthy guess by guessing the 6th round in the Harstem versus the World episode.
The bonus round.
The bonus round. Hamster, let's roll.
In Harstem Against the World, it's your time to get on the scoreboard. Watch the replay, vote through the first link in the video description, and show Harstem and his guests how it's really done. Round 6. North America, PVT, Red Protoss.
Are you
Yeah.
sure we're looking at the Protoss?
Yeah, we're looking at the Red Protoss. his main base right now. We're just getting a guided tour by the Reaper. It's
I mean, good of the fact that he gets the Reaper out.
and that there's no Nexus yet. It's also slightly worrying.
One base Stargate.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm familiar with this build, but I'm not familiar with the timings
Oh.
that he's doing.
Oh no, let me in. Oh, he's got that. The Terran has a TY decal. All right. Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
He thinks the mules can fight.
Nobody could have expected 2 Adepts.
Yeah, this is not looking too hot, honestly. What happened with the Oracle? Did he forget it at home, or?
No, I think he sent it out. Oh. Oh yeah. Get up in my face, bro. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what happened with the Oracle.
This is...
I think it's outside the main, or no, it's not on the map.
Actually,
It might have died to the clone.
Maybe there's a mine somewhere that he flew in or something in the main base.
Oh.
A classic 7 marine drop at 7 minutes.
You work with what you got.
Yeah. That's not a whole lot apparently. +1 finish, but stim halfway done. Nice. These are the games, Winter. The Red Pulse, ooh, individual Stalker micro.
It kind of feels the upgrades might be because he went engineering bay but didn't have a second rack. So. Like, I'm not saying it's the ideal choice, but
It's better
the
than
timings, like the 2-2 and the 2-1, are not far off, especially. Well,
the planetary on the 3rd though is
well, there's what planetary?
the potential
Ooh, wow.
planetary.
Just comes in and murders the medevacs.
Oh, the
That's
Red
how we do.
Protoss. Oh, what were we at? What server?
So we're not gonna know what's right here, right? This is just putting it out there for more content at the end.
Yeah, well,
Like
we
a-
will
like a
know.
compilation video. We'll eventually know, but you got to tune in next time and find out.
Exactly. Yeah,
On the next episode of Rank Roulette,
Exactly.
will Winter deserve Angry Coach, or will Harstem get his lips around the championship? We'll see. With that, I say,
Vote now. Thanks for watching today's episode of Rank Roulette. Check out Winter's channel. The comments will strongly suggest to start with Angry Coaching and Bronze League Heroes. Until next week's Rank Roulette with our final guest of the season, goodbye.